This lighting does not want to be my friend today. Hi guys, so today we are a little bummy because I'm gonna be doing basically a sit down talk, and we're just gonna talk about, and I'm gonna go over a makeup tutorial for basically, as you saw the title, beginner's makeup guide, because it's a new year and I feel like a lot of people have been wanting to start doing makeup. Even if you've been wanting to for a while, or even if you already do makeup, I feel like this would be good for tips, but this is more focused on like beginners who are trying to get into makeup. So I'm gonna go over what you need to know, what I recommend, and I will go over a little makeup tutorial, like a mini makeup tutorial. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so step one would be figuring out what kind of skin you have, and I feel like this is very important for anybody who is trying to do makeup, because there are a lot of different makeup products that go well with different types of skin. Just try to decide, not really decide, try to figure out what kind of skin you have, whether it's like really oily, it tends to be more dry, or like normal to dry. You know, you could do anything, just figure out, you know, like what kind of skin you have. I have oily skin, and especially towards the T-zone area. So yeah, step two for me would be buying makeup. How are you going to do makeup without makeup? But here's the thing, I recommend you start off with drugstore makeup. I know there's a lot of people who like buying expensive makeup and they don't know how to do makeup and they practice with that, and I'm fine with it. Like, if you are fine with it, I'm fine with it, but I recommend you start with drugstore makeup, because you get a feel for how you are in makeup, if you like it, if you're good at it, if you want to improve on it or anything. I just feel like starting off with drugstore is really good, and there's a lot of drugstore brands that work really well. So a few, I'm going to tell you guys a few that I think are really good from the drugstore. Maybelline, e.l.f., Wet n Wild, NYX, L'Oreal. There's a lot more, but I think those are like mainly my top ones. And so literally you could go to Walmart, Target, CVS, anywhere and find this kind of makeup, and it's cheap and affordable, so I suggest you start off with that. Step three would be brushes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a list of what I recommend you would need for starting off, like a beginner's essentials brushes. So first off is stippling brush or flat top brush. So this right here is a flat top brush or a stippling brush. I don't have one, but this is basically what it looks like, just you know, with more hairs on it, but something like this. And this is just for either foundation or BB cream. I will get into that later, but if you're planning on wearing like face makeup, you could either use this or a beauty blender. You guys, beauty blenders, literally, if you get one, they come so much in handy. They work for literally everything. A contour brush if you decide to put some bronze or anything. That I just use a regular angled brush for that. And if you want to apply some blush, a regular brush, you know, blush brush, or if you don't want to buy two, you could use the same contouring brush. Doesn't matter. I personally think any brushes is for anything you'd like, as long as it does the job for what you like, if that makes sense. Highlight brush, you guys, either okay, e.l.f. has a lot of good brushes. This one is by e.l.f. It's a highlighting brush. Like, you guys, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup brushes, definitely get some from e.l.f. I really think they work good. So you could either be like one of these or one of these. It's all up to preference, what you want to get. And basically just a big fluffy brush. This works for taking off fake powder. And then just the beauty blender. This works for foundation, concealer, anything, baking. Just get a beauty blender. It works really good. Step 4 would be figuring out what you want to wear in makeup, because you could wear anything, you could go as far as you want, but I'm going to be showing you guys basically what I think you should do for beginners, what I think is easy, and what I think you know, starting off for will do fine. Like in makeup, if you want to start off, I'm gonna give you the basics and everything, but decide what you want to do. Like, for example, if you already have like thick eyebrows with hairs and everything, you probably don't even need to fill them in, so you probably don't need to buy like eyebrow stuff. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go into the little mini makeup tutorial, what I think would be good for beginners. beginners in starting off with makeup. Okay, so to start off with, I would use primer. I definitely suggest you get it. This one is by e.l.f. Once again, drugstore. All the products I'm going to be showing are drugstore products that I think you should get, and I recommend. Obviously, there's other good ones, but this is what I use. You gotta know your skin, how your skin is, because this one is basically, it kind of mattifies your face because I do have oily skin, so I want anything that'll kind of reduce the oils or not make me look so oily and shiny like a freaking reindeer. So definitely suggest you get primer because it's just good with your skin. It's like base. It helps like stick the foundation or BB cream, whatever you're going to be using. But I definitely suggest you get some primer. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face, and you don't need a brush for this. You could just blend it in with your fingers. So after that, I like doing my eyebrows, and honestly, yeah, I have hair, but like towards over here they start leaving. I like my eyebrows, but I just like filling them in. So that's why I said if you want to fill them in, even if you have hairs, you could go ahead and do so. Even if you don't have hairs, like, it's all up to you. Like, girl, do you. It don't matter what you look like as long as you are comfortable with yourself. So anyways, if you are going to be doing your eyebrows and you want some drugstore ones, these are the ones I recommend. They are both by e.l.f. I like e.l.f. a lot. This one is an eyebrow kit. It just comes, it's in dark. It just comes with like a little waxy one and a powder and a little brush. This is the brush I used for doing my eyebrows. It's just like that. There's also this one. It's like a little pomade kind of thing. This one is an espresso, and this one you could either do for a liner or brow cream. It's a brow cream. It works really good. This one has lasted me a really long time because it is very pigmented. A little goes a long way. But today I'm going to be using this one, and I always use the brush from in here. And I'm not going to film me doing my eyebrows because, I don't know, but if you just want an eyebrow tutorial, go ahead and let me know. But I did my eyebrows, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you just in case you're going to do your eyebrows. I use the Pro Concealer by LA Girls. I will get into concealers later, but I love this one. And then I apply my concealer with this little brush. The sun is shining, sorry. And then I just comb them with the regular spoolie. I think this is like from one of those sample ones. I don't care. And then I blend it with the fluffy brush. This is by Real Techniques. I believe that they have like Real Techniques stuff at drugstores, but they are a little bit more expensive than the e.l.f. ones, but they work really good. So once I do my eyebrows, the next step is usually eyeshadow, but I'm not going to be doing eyeshadow because for beginners, I personally think you should get on your basics, like the whole face part, perfect that, get it to your liking, and then move into eyeshadow. That's just what I think, but if you guys want to see some like easy eyeshadows, just go through my videos or ask me to do another one and I'll like simple it down a little bit, talk through it. But yeah, we're just gonna move on to our face. For foundation or like your face part, sorry, my mirror's right here. If you want to use real foundation, the one I use is by Maybelline. It's the matte poreless one in 220. Like I said, matte, because depending on your skin type, there's one that's dewy and one that is matte. Matte obviously would be for oily skin, but it doesn't really matter what you wear. And if you don't want to wear foundation yet, what I actually personally think you should do instead of foundation, like if I were you, I wouldn't start with foundation. I'd start with BB cream. There is a lot of BB creams out there. This one is just by Maybelline. It's the BB Dream Fresh. This one is the pink one, and they have two. This is the pink one. They have a blue one. The blue one works more with oily skin because it like mattifies your face. But I wanted to try this one out because I wanted glowy skin, and it really works. But if you don't want some from Maybelline, I know L'Oreal has some Garnier, whatever that brand is. I'll like put it down somewhere on the screen. But I suggest you start with BB cream. Like so, just like put it on, man. Put it on. And the good thing about this is that it does like a lot of good stuff. Like this is what it says it does. It says it blurs imperfections, enhances, brightens, adjusts to skin tone, smooths, hydrates, helps protect with SPF 30, and it does do all of that. And you could blend it either with a flat top brush or a beauty blender. Just first I'm gonna do this and then I'll move on, and I'm gonna be using this one so you guys see what both do. But yeah, if you use a brush, stipple it when you blend. Don't like smear it. I suggest you just stipple it. It helps with more coverage, and it just doesn't have as much lines in your face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So see, just like stipple it on there like this, and just blend that all over your face. Okay, so once you got that down, it is now time for concealer. And these are the ones I use, or the ones I think are best in both drugstore. Once again, the LA Girls Brow Concealer. This one is in Yellow Corrector, and I think it works really good. But this one is more, I feel like it's more in like clothing stores. I don't even know why. The other concealer is by Maybelline. It's the Age Rewind one, and this one is in Neutralizer. And this one works really good too. Use this under my eyes. Go ahead and add that there. That was kind of a lot, but it's okay. I'm gonna just borrow some. Okay. And on my nose, on my forehead. And gotta cover up that mustache. And you could just apply this also anywhere you have like redness or like a pimple, anything. But that's normally where I put it. Maybe sometimes if I'm feeling bored, on my chin. And once you do that, once again, you could blend it either with the brush or a beauty blender. But because I already used the brush, I'm gonna, sorry about these lines. But since I already used the brush, now I'm gonna show you guys what it is with the beauty blender. I love it. This one is by Real Techniques. So squishy, man. Anyways, I'm just gonna blend this in. Just bounce it on your face. See, like it just does the job. Like it just blends very well. I love it. I want to add in that if you're not going to apply any face stuff like BB cream or foundation, I totally suggest just with concealer, you're good. Like when I go to school and I don't feel like putting anything on, I just put on some concealer, do my eyebrows, and I leave. Maybe even a mascara. But that's about it. Like that's literally all you need to do. You don't need to like do all this stuff. This is just for like a basic makeup look that I think is good for beginners and real easy. So once you do your concealer, to set it in, I like using the Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I don't want to tip it over because the thing I hate about this is that it always spills on me. This is in translucent, but it smells amazing. You guys do not even understand, but you could just go ahead and apply this just to set in your concealer so it doesn't crack or crease, and like it just stays there forever. And I like using the flat side of my sponge. Like literally this works for everything. So I just pour some, I don't pour it, I tap it in there. And then the excess I put on the cap. Just like pat the sponge on there and it'll like come off the excess. Anywhere you put concealer or anywhere you want to brighten up, just go ahead and add that on there. Or anywhere you get oily too. Like I put it all over my nose because my nose is really oily. And my eyelids, so I will go ahead and put that on my eyelids just so nothing creases. It stays in all day. It sits there. I decided to just close my blinds because that light was bothering me. Anyways, while we bake, you could just let that sit there. It doesn't really matter how long, but basically the longer the better. So I just let that sit in while I do the rest of my face. And now it's contour / bronzing. I feel like this is good just for like a basic makeup look to add in some color, a nice bronze golden look. So this one is by Wet n Wild. It's the contouring palette, and this one is in Caramel Toffee, the baking and the contour. And this one is basically gone, but it's really good. A lot of people have said that it's basically like a dupe of the banana powder by like Ben Nye. It works really good, but like I don't use it because it's like basically gone. Like sometimes I'll like try to scrape it out, but I'm just gonna go ahead and apply contour. I use, once again, the angled brush. I like starting it about up here and then stopping halfway. And let me tell you guys, when you blend it, try blending it up, not really down, because the whole point of it is to kind of like cut it and like get you that like look. But once again, be very gentle. Don't apply so much pressure. Just like start up there and lightly blend. All of this takes practice. You just gotta be patient, but just kind of go ahead and... Okay, so once you got that down, you're ready for the next step. Wait, I was gonna tell you guys, if you did get it down here, what you could do is go back into your powder, your baking powder, get it like, once again on the beauty blender, and just like put it down here. I don't have any on there because I'm not gonna do it. But you could go ahead and do that and then let that sit there for a while and then remove it. Okay, but now it's time for blush. I think blush is perfect. It makes you look a little bit more younger. It's just cute and it adds in some color. Blush could be really nice. It just depends what kind you get. The only drugstore blush that I have is by Wet n Wild, and this is in Pearlescent Pink. And it is a little pinky, but if you apply a little bit, it's good. And I like it because it has like a little bit of gold glittery stuff in it. So just apply a little bit because it's really pink, so like you don't want to look like a freaking clown or anything, but unless you want to, then girl, okay, that's on you. But just apples of the cheeks and then blend upwards. So so once you do that is when the big fluffy brush comes in handy. So now it's time to remove all of that bake. So I just, you know, remove it. Don't be harsh. Honestly, like with anything that you do with brushes, I think just being gentle gives you the best looks. You never want to be so rah! Just be gentle, you know. There's this mascara. This is my drugstore one. It's by L'Oreal, the Voluminous Original. And this one works really good. I'm running out though. But let me tell you guys, there's this pink one, also by L'Oreal. I don't know the name. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But I heard it works really good. I've been wanting to get it. I heard that it was like, a lot of people, like my friends have been telling me that it's basically a dupe of the Better Than Sex mascara. So girl, you know I'm about to get it. So just go ahead. Any drugstore one. Maybelline has a lot of good mascaras too. But from L'Oreal, I like this one. And I'm pretty sure I'll like the pink one. But once again, I'm going to just curl my eyelashes and apply mascara on both lashes, top and bottom. And I'll be back. Die to my lover, I never lie, said be true. After that, the last step is my favorite step. It's highlight. So I'm going to show you guys a couple highlights that are drugstore and that I like. And yeah. So I have three. First up is the Wet n Wild one in Precious Petals. This one works really good. It's like a rose gold color. It's freaking amazing. I love this one so much. It's just like, it's amazing. But if you don't want that, you could go ahead and get this e.l.f. one. I literally forgot I had this baby. It used to be one of my favorites, and then I met this one. No, it still works really good. I love it. It has 4 shades, which is really good. I love this one too. As you can see, it's like dirty because I like used to use it all the time. So there's this one, and then this one is by Revlon. It kind of came off. It says Vivid Baked Highlighter. Obviously, it's by Revlon, and it works really good. It's also like a pinky one. I think it's good to just add a little bit of inner corner highlight just for a nice pop, a nice glowy, like bam. And then I think that looks really well, and it's good for like eyes. So I'll put this one in my inner eye corners, and then I'll put this one on my actual face. Just a tip for any highlight, if you apply setting spray to the brush, it will come out 10 times brighter. Like, honestly, it's just, I do it all the time. So for my inner corner highlight, I didn't say this in the essentials because it's not, like, you could usually use your pinky if you want. But if you want to be more precise, get a brush, like any kind of brush. This is the brush I use, so I'm just going to spray this. I'll get into setting sprays later, but this is the e.l.f. one, so I'm going to just spray a little bit. And then I'm going to go into this, put some on there, and put it in my inner eye corners. I just love it. Look at that. Okay, so for my face highlight, I just like getting like a fan brush, or like I said, you could use the e.l.f. one. I normally use the fan brush and then I blend it in with the e.l.f. one. But I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. highlighter one like I said, so I'm gonna just spray my brush because that's always better. And honestly, I just get a little bit of everything. I don't even know how to choose. I like everything, so I get everything. And then, ooh, right on your cheekbones. And look at that. Okay. I see her. I see her. Ooh. And then I put it on my nose and on my cupid's bow, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You see? Next and final is lips. So I like getting toilet paper and I take off everything that's on my lips because I like a fresh, clean start. And for lips, honestly, all you need is a tinted chapstick. I think it's good. So what I use a lot is the Maybelline Baby Lips. This one is in Cherry Me and it's literally gone because I use it all the time. Like, just put a little bit. It has a nice color. But as I was saying, it's a nice color. It's just tinted. And for setting spray, you guys, like I said, you could either get the e.l.f. one or the next one. Those work really good just to set your face. Or, I know this isn't drugstore, but it is drugstore price. It is the Mario Badescu sprays. This one is in cucumber. This is in rosewater. Any is fine, but if you don't want to get any drugstore ones, these are drugstore price. They're like $7. The small ones are like $4, $5, and they work really good. They're at Ulta. So for setting my face today, I'm gonna be using and you are done with the makeup look. I think this is perfect and easy for beginners, like a basic beginner's makeup look. And once again, once you perfect this, once you've gotten good at this, and once you've gotten the hang of it, you could gradually move up, start buying high-end products if you'd like, or maybe start doing cream contours, eyeshadow, applying fake lashes. If you don't do your eyebrows, maybe you want to start doing them. Maybe start adding like some real matte lipstick or just anything. You could always improve. There's always space for improvement. So yeah, and once again, you guys just be patient. You will get there. You will perfect it one day. I really hope you guys found this video like helpful and you learned something, some tricks, anything, and I hope you guys get into makeup. I'll see you guys soon.